First look at obituaries this morning, presented by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. For funerals, burials, and cremations, it's Curtis & Son Funeral Home, 256-245-4361. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Funeral service for Betty Spradley will be today at 2 p.m. from Vincent Revival Center, with burial in the Beulah Cemetery in Sterrett. Visitation at the church today from 11:30 until 2 p.m. Curtis & Son Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Edith Ira Wilson, age 89, will be Thursday at Curtis & Son North at 1 p.m. with the Reverend David Schaefer officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Memorial Cemetery. Visitation tonight at the North Chapel from 5 until 7. The family will accept flowers or donations can be made to the Marble City Church of God in Sylacauga. Online condolences at curtisonfh.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Gerald Cantrell of Oak Grove. That service will be in Sylacauga at Curtis & Son North today at 2 p.m. with visitation 1 hour prior to the service. Online condolences at curtisonfh.com. Mr. Cantrell died at his residence on Sunday, January 15th. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, Sylacauga, directing. Vivian Fancher, age 86, of Sylacauga, died at Coosa Valley Medical Center on Tuesday. Curtis & Son Funeral Home announcing. Mary Beth Stewart, age 91, of Sycamore, died January 16th at Coosa Valley Nursing Home. A private family graveside service will be held today at Evergreen Memorial Cemetery at 11 o'clock with the Reverend Mike Owens officiating. Online condolences at curtisonfh.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Hazel Pickren, age 94, of Sylacauga, died January 16th at Mountain View Lake Retirement Center. Services Thursday, graveside service in the Evergreen Cemetery at 11 a.m. with the Reverend Chuck Carnegie officiating. Visitation from 10 until 11 prior to the service at Curtis & Son North. Online condolences at curtisonfh.com. Mrs. Pickren, of course, is survived by her daughter Susan and her husband, State Representative Ron Johnson of Sylacauga. Online condolences at curtisonfh.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Junior Madden, age 66, died January 16th. Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary will announce the arrangements. Funeral service for William Hollis, age 76, will be today at 10:30 from the Chapel of Ursery Funeral Home with burial in the Oak Hill Cemetery. Mr. Hollis died January 16th at Citizens BMC. He was a longtime resident of Talladega. Online condolences at urseryfuneralhome.com. Ursery Funeral Home in Talladega directing. Celebration of Life service for Mrs. Irene Hawkins, age 89, will be Thursday at noon from Africa Missionary Baptist Church with Chaplain Clyde Beverly, the celebrant. Interment in the Lawler Cemetery. Mrs. Hawkins died on Sunday, January 15th. Public viewing today from noon until 7 in the Chapel of Remembrance. Arrangements entrusted to Sunset Memorial Chapel in Childersburg. Deborah Lynn Guy, age 60, died January 15th at Talladega Health and Rehab. She was a resident of Talladega. In lieu of flowers, memorials may be offered to the Talladega, Alabama Dialysis Center Kidney Care Medical Center on Stone Avenue in Talladega. Online condolences at Ursery Funeral Home in Pell City. Memorial service for Mr. Ricky Thornburg, age 60, of Alexander City, will be Thursday at 11 o'clock from the Chapel of Raddy Funeral Home. Reverend Scott Jordan officiating. Mr. Thornburg died Monday, January 16th. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at raddyfuneralhome.com. Raddy Funeral Home, Alexander City, directing. Funeral service for Ray Charles Plunkett, age 72. Graveside service today at noon from Oak Hill Cemetery in Talladega. Visitation prior to the service at 11 a.m. at Talladega Funeral Home. Mr. Plunkett was a member of the Mignon Baptist Church in Sylacauga. Talladega Funeral Home directing. And funeral service for Mr. Robert Thurston Brown, age 92, of Alexander City, will be today at 2 o'clock in the chapel at Radley Funeral Home. Reverend William McElvin officiating. Burial in the Hillview Memorial Park with veterans honors provided by the Alexander City Veterans Honor Guard. Mr. Brown died Monday, January 16th at his residence. He was a member of the First Presbyterian Church. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home in Alexander City in charge of the arrangements. That's a look at obituaries this morning, brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home. For pre-need, funerals, burials, and cremations, it's Curtis & Son Funeral Home. 256-245-4361. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.